You ever try to explain something you're passionate about, like, I don't know, collecting vintage postcards or the wild world of competitive cheese rolling, and you just get a blank stare? Yeah, we've all been there. Today, we're going to dive into why we're so drawn to our weirdest, most obscure hobbies.
It's a great question, right? There's this undeniable thrill you get from being the only person in the room who's an expert on, say, 18th century maps, or can name every type of moss in the local park. It's not just a hobby, is it? It's a very specific and actually a very powerful feeling.
And that phrase right there, that's the core of it. It's not just kind of fun or interesting, it's deeply satisfying. So that's the feeling we're going to unpack. And to really get why obscurity feels so good, we need to rewind the clock, way, way back.
To figure out our modern brains, you got to look at our ancient programming, our survival software. And it turns out, this little impulse we have to be different isn't some random quirk. Nope, it's actually an echo of a super important survival strategy.
Just picture our early ancestors, right? Living in small tribes. Now, if every single person was good at the exact same thing, that group would have some serious blind spots. Survival of the fittest wasn't just about being the toughest person, it was about being part of the most effective team. And that meant you needed a mix of different skills.
And this right here just lays it all out perfectly. Look at the generalist tribe. Everyone's trying to hunt deer. So what happens? You get a ton of competition, you burn through your main food source, and probably a lot of arguments. But then you've got the specialist tribe. You've got your deer hunters, sure, but you also have someone who knows all the safe berries and someone else who's amazing at making tools. Each person is valuable, and they're not stepping on each other's toes. Specializing made you essential. Okay, so that's the ancient stuff. But how does that old survival instinct play out inside our brains today? Well, the resources we're all competing for have definitely changed. But believe it or not, that deep-seated drive to specialize is still running the show. There's actually a name for this, and it's pretty cool. Psychologists call it an identity immune system. It works just like your body's immune system fights off germs. This psychological system fights off threats to what makes you, well, you. Its whole job is to protect your personal brand, your uniqueness, in a world that's always trying to make us all the same.
So think about it. Back in the day, the resource was food or safety. But today, in a world just flooded with social media and global trends, there's a new resource that's become super scarce and incredibly valuable: a unique sense of self. Your brain's ancient wiring sees a viral trend the same way it saw too many people hunting the same deer. It sees it as a threat.
So let's break down how this actually works in your brain, step by step. First, some big new trend pops up. A viral challenge, a new fashion craze, whatever. Your brain immediately flags a threat. Warning, everyone is doing this. My uniqueness is getting diluted. So what do? You instinctively pull back into your safe zone, your niche, that hobby nobody else really gets. And then, boom, relief. Your identity is secure again. You're not just another clone.
Okay, so this is where it all comes together. The really cool part is seeing how these two massive forces, one ancient and one totally modern, combine to create that powerful feeling we talked about at the very beginning. It's not just one or the other, it's both of them working together.
On one hand, you've got that powerful, hardwired echo from our ancestors. That deep, primal instinct that's telling you, hey, being a specialist is good. It makes you valuable to the tribe. It helps you survive. It's this deep sense of validation. And then you layer on top of that our modern psychological need to feel unique and authentic in a world that can feel really generic. We're all craving an identity that feels like ours, not something that was just served to us by an algorithm.
And when those two forces collide, when your ancient drive to be a valuable specialist perfectly satisfies your modern need for a unique identity, that's it. That's the magic moment. That is the deeply satisfying feeling. It's your brain giving you a double high five, telling you that you are both a vital part of the group and a one-of-a-kind individual. It is the ultimate psychological win.
So, I'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. In a world where algorithms are constantly trying to figure us out, to predict what we'll buy, watch, and believe, maybe that weird, wonderful, obscure hobby of yours isn't just a way to pass the time. Maybe it's one of the last, truest forms of personal freedom we have left.
What do you think?